We have Mark Hamill. Now, Mark Hamill made this tweet. Now, I'm not going to make this about the politics because I can do that over on my D-Day Cobra channel. But I do firmly believe this right here, what I said. Mark Hamill's Twitter account has done more damage to Star Wars than Disney. Do you agree with that, Jay? I actually agree with it. I fucking hate Mark Hamill. I think Mark Hamill is a vile, disgusting human being in every sense of the word. I can't stand him.
You know what's weird? It's because, just like what you said earlier, Mark Hamill hasn't done anything other than Joker and Luke Skywalker. And Luke Skywalker is probably the role for him. So when you see Mark Hamill, you just put Luke Skywalker together. Other actors that have gone on and done multiple different roles. I think he even tweeted at when I think the Trump family had a stormtrooper on, a costume on or something like that, like over Halloween, and he was just like, the force is not strong with this family or something like that. It was just really, it was really dumb.
Yeah.
So he's like leaned into his Star Wars to promote a political stance. So it's just like, it's ugly.
Well, I mean, like, because, I mean, if you have Disney Star Wars, which is obviously not good, and then you go back and watch the original trilogy, and it's like, Mark Hamill is so deranged that he's actually affected how I view Luke Skywalker now. No. Like, that's how deranged he is now. It's one thing to, like, again, I said this today, I just got done rewatching Breaking Bad, one of the greatest television shows of all time. Bryan Cranston is definitely a lefty, okay? A crazy lefty. It's not what I define him as, though. It's not like I can see past the fact that Bryan Cranston disagrees with me on literally everything. That's perfectly fine. He's had some interviews where he said it. Mark Hamill has done nothing outside of being Luke Skywalker except for be a person with TDS.
Yeah.
And tell you how much he hates you guys. Yeah, I get it. But like, you know, but that's not something you think of with him necessarily.
I do.
Well, again, it's a voice acting role, though. You know what I mean? So it's not like when you see him, you think that per se. I know he's iconic from that perspective. I know that. But ultimately, the reason he's never done anything beyond Luke Skywalker is because he's not a good actor.
Correct.
And he got lucky in the role of Luke Skywalker. He should be thanking George Lucas for the rest of his life. He probably does, because George probably agrees with him on politics too, because it's almost like the J.K. Rowling thing where she literally made like Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson's careers, and then they turned on her over one opinion. But yeah, Mark Hamill's just done significant damage to Star Wars, in my opinion, and I almost become sympathetic to Rian Johnson. I almost think like maybe Rian Johnson wasn't so bad after all, because he made Mark Hamill miserable.
Rian Johnson's a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
This was yesterday's Antonio Brown.
Yeah,
Joe Biden is the worst president we've ever had. Quote tweeted him from 4 years ago. From Joe Biden's tweet, Donald Trump is the worst president we've ever had. Joe Biden is the worst president we've ever had. Hashtag CTESPN. Fucking Antonio Brown, man. I wonder if this was after Mark Hamill. If this was in response to Mark Hamill.
It was after Mark Hamill. It was after Mark Hamill.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it is hilarious. Freaking Antonio Brown has lost it, dude. It's freaking insane how much shit he's tweeting out and how much stuff he's saying. You got Kanye West going after Kai Cenat right now. Did you see this?
Yeah, saying he's like an insider for the
plant, an industry plant. What is happening right now? Man. Shit is wild, dude.